Hi Libra, welcome to your reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If this video doesn't resonate, as I always say, you can just completely forget about it and like push it to one corner of non-existence and forget you ever saw this video. Don't let it bother you, don't let it worry you, and you can, if you want to, drop your own interpretation of these cards that you're seeing here. You don't have to follow my interpretation of these cards. So you have here the Ten of Swords, the King of Cups, the High Priestess, the Knight of Swords, and the Hanged Man. So interestingly, I kind of shuffled your cards a bit differently because I kind of watched a movie that kind of changed my vibration a bit. So I wanted to get back on my higher vibrations, and I was listening to my playlist. So I was listening to a few songs on my playlist since I connect well with music basically. So as I was shuffling and meditating on the cards, especially as I was meditating on the cards and listening to my playlist, the songs I picked on my playlist, which I guess you could say picked randomly or kind of based on my intuition a bit, a mixture of both. Although my random actions tend to lead to something, so I don't know. It depends how you look at it. So if this is a message for some of you, I think one of these two cards, around the time I was meditating on them, the song I was listening to was about an addictive kind of love, a love that's kind of poisonous. And I'm mentioning this as well because with this King of Cups, I'm seeing someone who's more reserved. So if I haven't mentioned at the start, this reading is a what if situation. What if you were in a relationship with your crush? And I'm not saying yes, you're going to be with them. I'm not saying no, you're not going to be with them. This is more of a what if and a scenario of imagine if you were together, what would happen? And this is the card that came up for that. And this isn't specifically for a soulmate or twin flame, unless you know already that your crush is your soulmate or twin flame. That case in that case, it'll be a bit different. But I didn't draw these cards specifically for soulmate or twin flame. This is mostly for a crush. Again, unless you know they are your soulmate or twin flame, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Then when I was shuffling, I think it was this card, Knight of Swords. The song I was listening to was more about being so in love. You don't want to go slow. You want to move quickly. So interestingly, there was the Knight of Swords here, and I didn't pick the song based on the cards. I just picked whatever I was drawn to, whatever I felt like listening to. So just wanted to put that message out there real quick. So with the Ten of Swords, and you have this card at the top of the deck, Seven of Swords. With the Ten of Swords, I am seeing that your communication style, or the way you communicate, what you tend to talk about if you were in a relationship together, would likely be about the dark side of the human psyche. So I guess kind of like criminology sort of conversations, maybe about crime documentaries you watch, maybe about I'm seeing very dark conversations though, about betrayal, about war, about people being hurt, about how people hurt each other, because it's the Ten of Swords, someone getting hurt, betrayed, or imagining dark things, imagining a negative outcome, or someone about to be hurt. Because I do see the blackbirds as a bad omen. I see them as the foretelling of a bad fortune, not the bad fortune happening already, if that makes sense. So I see this more as conversations about like what if this person did that? Like for example, looking at criminals from the past, maybe talking about their actions, or talking about how humans behave, the negativity in human behavior, maybe balance it with some positivity. But I'm mostly seeing this as like the negativity in human behavior, like maybe theft, maybe talking about moral issues. So if someone stole something because they needed them, because they needed it, would that be okay? Would that not be okay? So those kind of conversations, I guess, taboo sort of subjects. Maybe about politics as well, maybe corruption. What else? So I guess that sort of umbrella. So the dark side of the human psyche, or negative human actions. Another King of Cups. How I'm seeing they might treat you. As I mentioned, I'm seeing this as someone who is either it could be that they hold back their emotions. I kind of got that with the High Priestess as well, someone who kind of holds back their emotions. Or they could simply actually, yeah, the King of Cups does tend to be someone who does have a handle of their emotions, but I'm seeing this card either as someone who is emotionally mature, wiser than you, maybe treats you a bit like a parent figure, so kind of parents you a bit. So I guess like the way you'd expect a parent to behave, but they behave like that to you. To explain it, so maybe cooking for you, maybe helping you clean, maybe simply supporting you or providing money for you, or simply correcting the things you do. So maybe like if you do something wrong, they might complain, kind of like that, or trying to help you to direct you in life. So I guess like Saturn aspects. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they could parent you quite a bit, or they may be quite emotionally mature, and in that sense, also back to them holding back their feelings. So it may not be. It could either be that they're good at managing their emotions, as in they don't feel overwhelmed by things, or they do feel overwhelmed by things, but they're good at not showing it. So that's how I'm seeing it a bit, not too differently to each other. Those two examples. They may dabble in the spiritual. They may be quite intuitive, especially because of the like light around his head as well. So they may have quite a good intuition. With the high priestess, your intimacy. Okay, so with your intimacy, I'm seeing a few different things with the high priestess. It could be that your intimacy is unspeakable, so it's something that I'm not supposed to talk about. That could be it. Maybe you would be doing unspeakable things. That could be as well. Because either I'm not supposed to talk about it, or you will be doing things that I can't even say on camera. That could be it. Or it's not known yet. Like certain things have to happen before those curtains can reveal what's happening. Like it almost looks like curtains behind her, but they're not revealing anything. It's just redness, like a red. I guess you could say almost like a sky with stars. So they're not really revealing much. Just a hint at what it could be. So for some of you, you're not meant to know what it would be like. For some of you, you may already know, because of the high priestess, she's intuitive. For some of you, it's the case of, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you may have already done something together, because I'm seeing this as knowing. So knowing already what it would be like, maybe out of experience, because you've done it already. So you may have been intimate together already. All those other examples I gave. What else is there with this card? Like her eyes are closed as well, so I'm always drawn to the way her eyes are closed. I am getting a sense of trust though. Like maybe you intuitively know like this person's the one for you or something, or you intuitively know that you can trust this person. Like there's some sort of psychic connection between the two of you, I'm seeing, with the King of Cups and the High Priestess. And they both have their eyes closed as well. So there's not only an intuitive, spiritual, and a connection of the mind, a spiritual connection, and an intuitive knowing about each other. There's also this sense of trusting each other, and having faith in one another. So I'm getting that heavy sense from both the King of Cups and the High Priestess, generally. Especially because this card is meant to represent how they treat you. It's not meant to represent them exactly, just how they treat you. But it does feel a bit like them, especially with how I described it as, holding back on emotions and things like that. Another thing I want to mention, though, is the High Priestess is here, which is knowing, feeling like, especially like if there's a box, knowing intuitively what's in that box, for example, and you have secrets with the Seven of Swords at the top of the deck. And with the High Priestess, and intimacy being a secret or unknown, it could be maybe your intimacy, if you were together, would be something that is kept secret from the world. That could be it as well. Because again, Seven of Swords at the top of the deck. So secrecy, sneaking, deceit, deception. Doesn't have to mean that they lied to you or you're deceptive with each other. I mean, for some of you, that could be possible. Because again, looking at the Ten of Swords a bit differently to how I mentioned before, the Ten of Swords next to the Seven of Swords does hint at some sort of conversation where you're not being honest with each other or you're hurting each other. That is also there is also an indication of that here, but I am also strongly seeing this as talking about human nature. Like that's how I first saw this card when I saw this card. But then seeing this card with this card, it does sometimes hint at conversations that may hurt one another or hiding things from one another. Maybe it's not hiding things, but just not wanting to express yourself around one another. So with that case, I'd say that's a bit more again, this heavy Saturn aspects I am sensing with this I think when Saturn sometimes is a negative aspect with certain planets, sometimes people are don't feel comfortable expressing their emotions with each other. So I guess again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So it depends how this resonates with you. Could be the first thing I said about this card resonates more. Could be the second thing I said with the 7 and the 10 together resonates more. Although this card, this crow here, shouting, yelling, is like an alarm, like alarming you or some alarming, well, not you, but it's like an alarm going off. And then the moon as well, revealing all secrets. And then the high priestess, something is known. So I'm getting the sense that something's going to be shown or something's going to be known, or someone's going to take action. I was going to mention that as well when I was meditating on this card. Someone's going to take action. So yeah, or someone's like, especially if you're both doing something together in secret, maybe someone's going to say something, or someone's going to notice. But there's this heavy sense of a secret being revealed, or someone being caught in the act, especially with the crows sort of baiting the guy out and shouting. For some of you, it could be a warning. I'm not sure. Maybe you're being warned about something. Not too sure. I guess because it wouldn't be all of you. So for some of you, there's some warning. For some of you, it's the case of a secret being revealed. For some of you, someone's going to take action. For others of you, that may not resonate at all. Not everything has to resonate. This is a general reading. Then you have the Hanged Man. Oh wait, no, the Knight of Swords. I need some water. I'll hold out. Okay, the Knight of Swords here. So the future outcome, the long-term outcome of this relationship, as I mentioned before, is someone... I don't know. For some of you, I heard someone walking out. For some of you, not all of you. For some of you, it's more the case of things moving quickly and someone taking action. Because again, I did say with this card, I did feel, when I was meditating on it, I did feel someone taking action. Although now looking at it, I was hearing someone walking out. So different messages for different people. For others of you, it's more a case of, what was it? Like the song I was listening to, similarly with this card, the song was, again, as I mentioned, about, again, a love so strong, I'm trying to remember the lyrics. A love so strong, you want to move quickly. Like, it was, what were the lyrics? Something about being asleep and not wanting to wake up. Interestingly, because they both have their eyes closed. So maybe you dream about each other as well. So that could be what it is. Like something like if you're in a relationship, you do dream about each other, and it could be heading towards each other. But long term, I am seeing this mostly being about taking not rushed action. Things moving. Okay, generally things moving quickly. Because I saw when I was meditating on this card, I did have this sense of something, but I forgot what I was gonna say. I tend to forget what I was gonna say. This is why I try to memorize everything, and sometimes I do try to take notes. Because I do remember things when I write them. Like since I was younger, look, say cover, write, check has always worked for me. So Knight of Swords, not remembering. I'm feeling so forgetful now, and I'm stumbling over my words. Maybe someone being lost for words. This is like a sword energy. This is mental energy. So maybe someone, I keep forgetting what I was going to say. You know what? Forget that card. Someone taking action, or someone maybe walking away, or someone being pushed by their energy to do something. I keep forgetting what I was going to say. I have this sense of what I want to say, but as I'm about to say it, I can't. It's like I'm being it's like the word just goes, the words just go away and flow away. I guess like this high priestess energy, something you're not meant to know. So I guess for some of you, there's something you're just not meant to know, especially about the long term of this relationship, because I keep feeling like I know what I want to say, but as I'm about to say it, it goes. And the song as well, the lyrics, because it was one of my favorite songs, but I just can't remember the lyrics. Then with the Hanged Man, how this relationship impacts you emotionally. So I'm saying that this relationship could, in fact, help you to see things from a different perspective, or help you to see things from another. I'm also seeing someone grabbing something. So like how this guy, he has his finger in the cup, and she's also grabbing towards almost just like water. It could be someone being more in touch with their either intuition or emotions. So you learning from this relationship to be more in touch with your intuition, high priestess energy, or to your emotions, or both. Because sometimes, not even sometimes, most often the two are linked. Then again with the hangman, how will this impact you emotionally? Let's see. So seeing the world from a new perspective, and the light around her head as well, similar to the light around his head. So I'm getting a sense of your intuition growing from because of this relationship. It's interesting that she's also kind of grabbing her feet as well. So there's this desire I'm seeing to feel stable, or a desire to feel, I guess, grounded. And embracing change I am seeing. So that's the more emotional effects. This is quite a long reading, 15 minutes. Okay, at the top of the deck, I already mentioned the Seven of Swords. I think I've said enough about that card. Just put that here. I think I have the Page of Pentacles. So again, stability, balance, grounding, new starts, especially new business ventures. It's the material as well. I'm seeing this as growth with the trees, growth, reaching new heights, and tapping into your deeper self. Then after that, you got the Ace of Cups, so new emotional starts, new relationships as well. For some of you, this could possibly happen. And again, I did mention at the start, I'm not trying to say yes it will, no it won't, but there are some indicators that someone, okay, not that this could happen, but that someone could be taking action. Because you have Ace of Pentacles, you have Knight of Swords, someone taking action, and then all the stuff that I'm not meant to say. Maybe it's because something's going to happen. So yeah, Ace of Pentacles, or it could just be how you feel, overwhelmingly positive. Like a waterfall, that's how you feel emotionally, like a waterfall. Then you have the Knight of Cups. So I've seen this as someone who's coming with a romantic invitation. Again, someone coming in with an offer of romance. There we go. Then at the bottom of the deck, what do we have? The Star, and then the Three of Pentacles, and then the Ten of Cups. One more, I'm curious. Interesting. Okay. Let's go down here. So, real quick, I'm not going to talk about these because this is 17 minutes. I don't know, like, 17 minutes is too long. So, Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Star, and the Three of Pentacles. I think it came in this order. It was, wait, I forgot which order I dropped them in. Probably this order, or this, and then this. But these are the cards at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to stop there. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this resonated. Hopefully this helped somehow. If anything didn't resonate at all, that is completely fine. Just ignore it so you don't have to worry about it. And if you liked it, you can like, share, comment, or subscribe.